All right, welcome back. It's Willa with Willa Trades. And for those of you who are just joining us, this is a trading channel where we are um, showing everybody how to actually day trade. I'm about 2 years in, a little bit over 2 years in, getting to the point where my profits are consistent and I'm consistently seeing the chart in the appropriate way. In fact, if you look at the last couple weeks, and look at what I called out in the watch list, you can see that a lot of it hit. Now, yesterday was an exception. I thought yesterday might be a range day, but I also started by saying I wasn't sure. And to watch the market run off like it did yesterday was just absolutely incredible. I knew it was a possibility, but I actually thought it would happen today versus yesterday. But without further ado, let's jump into today's watch list. Today is 8/2, so August 2nd, 2024. And here's what I'm looking at. I'm gonna go ahead and switch my little drawer on. So what happened yesterday? Let's enlarge this chart. Let's enlarge this chart first. What happened yesterday is the market actually had a big runoff. There was no major news yesterday. In fact, the news happened on Wednesday where the Federal Reserve actually decided that they were going to hold interest rates the same, but it looked like the market had been weak. And I'll just give you a quick look if we can get this up fast with our daily. Okay, with our daily, you can see that the market has started to break down. That's these little candles here. I'm going to zoom in on it so it's better. You can see it better through my levels. You can see here where the candles, we reached a peak probably a couple weeks ago, and then we started to see the breakdown in the market consistently, and some people thought this was actually the bounce and this was a retest of the bounce. I actually believe that we were going to go down. I was looking for us to come back up and retest here because we have a gap that's up here, excuse me, right here, and then actually start on our move down, but it looks like it wanted to start early. So if we were to go ahead and bring that into our hourly chart, you can see it a little bit better. We've reached that peak, and then you can see some drizzling off. Um, Yesterday, like I said, it kind of happened a little bit sooner than I thought. I thought we might range yesterday after the Fed had spoken and we had pumped back up in the after hours in the pre-market, but they did show some weakness. So that's why I wasn't sure, and I thought we might have a range in between our two levels. So fast forward to today, and this is what we're looking for. This is the SPY chart. And for those of you who are just joining, we trade SPY and QQQ. Really, I trade SPX using the SPY and QQQ charts. I'm going to bring this in a little bit closer to 30-minute. Okay, so we got it down to the 30-minute chart. Normally I show you guys the 5-minute chart, but today I wanted to see the bigger picture. So you can see where we ran off. So what I've done is I've actually incorporated a Fibonacci. For those of you who don't know what that is, I learned this Fibonacci style trading from Brandon Trades. If you haven't had a chance to check them out, definitely check them out. But I went ahead and did a Fibonacci on it because we pushed back up and then we did a runoff down. Today we had some news, the non-farm payroll. So the market pushed down on non-farm payroll. I'm curious to see what it is. I actually haven't looked at it yet, but I'm not worried about that. So here's what I'm looking for. This is the pre-market low. This is the pre-market high on this red candle. We're going to zoom in again, and so you can see how that looks. Let's go into the 5-minute. Boom. Pre-market low, pre-market high. We got yesterday's close or yesterday's low. This is actually yesterday's close. This is yesterday's low. So we're already holding below yesterday's low. This green area I have here is demand. However, I don't think that the demand is going to be strong enough to stem off basically what I think is going to be a market onslaught today. What I ideally would like to happen is for us to push back up into this pre-market high or even anywhere near this 100 SMA that I have on my chart. And then I'd like to see a pullback. If we start running up today, I would be surprised. But if we actually start running up, I have a Fibonacci here, as you guys have seen. And if we get anything gangbusters and we get up to the strong level of this 54412, which has been a very strong level, then I'm going to look for a reject here. So if I'm wrong about running up here and I don't see it confirmed in this area, which I believe we will, and we should reject there, I'm going to look for a higher reject. So I'm not going to play the market up. I'm going to kind of wait to see if the market gives me any kind of confirmation where we get above this level and we retest because there's enough space between 540 and 544, then I might play calls, but we've got to see how that plays out. So just to make it clear, my main watch here is going to be a reject of the pre-market high or yesterday's low, and then to play it back down into demand so it can retest demand. If we start to completely break down past demand, I'm going to look for a retest of today's pre-market low. So let's draw that out. I'm going to look for it to come down, break back up, and then come down. And I'm going to take this trade here. Or we're going to look for it to push up and reject here, and I'm going to take this trade here. If it looks crazy and we don't get any confirmation in that area and we look like we're going up, I'm going to look for this and then this, okay? And I want to take this trade here. Okay, so it's 3 different trades I'm looking for. That's what we're looking at, and I'm going to be watching the SPY chart, but trading SPX. Also going to be looking and paying very close attention to what happens with QQQ as it drives a lot of the market. So if we go in and we just glance at QQQ, you can kind of see the same movement has happened. So I'm going to be looking for the same kind of thing with QQQ. Either, see here, either we're going to move up, test and reject, or we're going to get above this line and I want to take that there. So I'm going to be watching the candles for confirmation, okay? So, and if we break down and we get below the pre-market low, I'm going to look for a retest and then a runoff. All right, we got a little bit of demand here, so we're going to see how that demand plays out. So that's our pre-market watch list for 8/2 August 2nd, 2024. For those of you who are interested in trading and you want to know what it's like, definitely follow, like, and subscribe. I'm not like one of the other guys at this point who's been doing it for like 8 years. So you can actually see the process of learning how to become more and more profitable while it's happening. And I'm going to do another I'm going to do another recording over the weekend that's going to talk about market feelings and how we deal with our feelings in trading, because I certainly have struggled with that, and that was one of the sections of things that I had to get over. I call them sections because it's like levels, one of the levels of things I've had to get over in this video game of trading, just so that I can move forward.